Hey guys! Welcome to Mama's Boys. In this program, we will meet priests from around the globe. We will discuss interesting features of their lives, from their humble beginnings, their calling, the churches, and more. Hey guys! In this episode, we traveled all the way to the Diocese of Imus. Let us get to know more about Most Reverend Reynaldo Evangelista, only here on Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. Hello po, Bishop. Thank you for having us po. Kindly tell us a little something about yourself po, Bishop.
I'm Bishop Reynaldo Evangelista. I was born in Mabini, Batangas. I'm a Batangueño. And we are 9 in the family. I have 7 sisters and a brother. And I entered the seminary in high school when I was 13 years old. And I was ordained as a priest on June 19, 1986 after EDSA Revolution.
Paano po yan, Bishop? Paano po kayo nag-enter sa seminary? I mean, dream nyo po ba ito or may iba pa po kayong ibang course na i-take?
Actually, I entered the seminary in high school in St. Francis de Sales Minor Seminary in Lipa City, because my elder brother entered the seminary first. So I got the idea of entering the seminary when I used to visit him with my mother, with my sisters during family day or parents' day. Then when I graduated in the elementary, I told my mother I want to enter the seminary. That's my initial encounter of the seminary life through my brother.
Your brother became a priest din po,
No.
Bishop?
He got married after philosophy and he has 5 children, and he engaged in a career.
How many years have you been in the ministry na po, Bishop?
36 years.
Wow.
36 years now, yes.
Sa ano po kayo? Sa Batangas din po, nung simula nung pumasok po kayo sa seminary, hindi na po kayo nag-regency nun? As in, tuloy-tuloy na po talaga?
Yes. Tuloy-tuloy ako from 1973 to 1986. 13 years continuous seminary formation. Then after my ordination, I was appointed formator to the seminarians. I thought that will be for 3 or 4 years. But would you believe, I was a formator to the seminarians for 14 years.
Wow.
From 1986 to year 2000. So, I was rector for 9 years of the seminary in Lipa. In the minor seminary and eventually at the regional college seminary, St. Francis de Sales Regional College Seminary.
So, most of your priestly life po is at the seminary po, ano, Bishop?
But I was given a parish by then Archbishop Gaudencio Rosales, who became Archbishop of Manila. I was given an assignment in San Guillermo Parish. I was parish priest near the Taal Lake, Dalisay, Batangas, down from Tagaytay. I was parish priest there for 4 years, 2000 to 2004, and school director of San Guillermo Academy, just beside the parish church.
But why did you choose to enter the seminary po, Bishop? Aside po na medyo na-expose po kayo through your brother, may iba pa po kayong kamag-anak na nag-enter din po sa religious life?
I think what influenced me in entering the seminary is the prayer life of my mother and our family, the whole family. My mother is a very prayerful woman. She just passed away the other year, 95 years old. Not with COVID, but of old age. And she's always being invited by people in our barangay, in different places. We call it in Tagalog, mamumuno ng dasal. Namumuno ng dasal. So, si Yaman, baba ng luksa, and all these mga occasions, my mother is always being invited to lead the prayers of communities. And I was always brought by my mother in the church, many occasions. Maybe that became an eye-opener for me also to enter the seminary.
Masasabi po ba natin, Bishop, na mama's boy po kayo?
Hindi naman. I'm a natural teenager during my teenage years.
But do you have a special devotion po to the Blessed Virgin Mary?
Yes. I pray the rosary every day. And my driver can testify to this. Whenever we leave the house for an appointment, we will say the rosary. My driver knows how to pray the rosary also with me.
Sinasabayan po kayo?
Yes, because he entered the seminary also for 2 years. So he knows how to pray the rosary, to serve in the Mass. So I'm devoted to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and part of my spirituality as a priest, as a bishop, is my daily rosary, my devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Bishop, what's your motto po, and why did you choose your motto po?
My motto is Mitis et Humilis Corde. I took that from Matthew 11:29, which says, "Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart." Matuto kayo, ako'y maamo at mababang loob, sabi ng Panginoon. So, in Latin, it's Mitis et Humilis Corde. Gentle and humble of heart.
We will still be with Bishop Rey after a few reminders. Stay tuned on Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. You are still tuned in to Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. Click that like, share, and subscribe button for more Mama's Boys videos. Back on our interview with Bishop Rey. Bishop, what's your motto po, and why did you choose your motto po?
My motto is Mitis et Humilis Corde. I took that from Matthew 11:29, which says, "Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart." Matuto kayo, ako'y maamo at mababang loob, sabi ng Panginoon. So, in Latin, it's Mitis et Humilis Corde. Gentle and humble of heart.
Bakit po ito yung napili po ninyo, Bishop?
Because I entered the seminary, St. Francis de Sales Seminary, Minor Seminary, Regional College Seminary, and I learned from my formators that St. Francis de Sales is known as the gentleman saint. Before, he was temperamental, but by the grace of God, he became very gentle in his ways, in his words, in his manners, in his dealing with people. He became a priest, a bishop, and doctor of the church. And more or less, I was influenced by St. Francis de Sales also in my spirituality. And I am devoted to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. I have a daily prayer to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Aside from the liturgy of the hours, or the office, the office of readings, and the other parts of the liturgy of the hours of the priest, I pray to the Sacred Heart of Jesus every day.
You said a while ago po, Bishop, that you were assigned to the seminary most of your life as a priest, ano po. Pero paano po kayo napunta sa pagiging bishop? Paano po nangyari na naging bishop po? Pwede pong pakikwento po sa ating mga viewers.
Yes. So I was a formator to the seminarians for 14 years. Prefect of discipline, then After my course in pastoral counseling in Ateneo, I became spiritual director to the seminarians. Eventually, I became the vice rector of the seminary and rector in 1991. And then when Archbishop Rosales became our Archbishop in Lipa, he was transferred from Balay, Bukidnon. He transferred me to the Regional College Seminary to be the rector of the Regional College Seminary from 1995 to year 2000. I don't know, but maybe they see in me that I can manage to run the formation of the seminarians with my co-formators, with my brother priests. And I really devoted myself, my time, in forming future priests. I have so many students then who are now priests. So I handled the Regional College Seminary in Lipa. There were seminarians from Lucena, Infanta, Buwak, and Gomaka. So some of my students then are now priests in those dioceses.
Wow.
Ito yung appointment ko bilang Bishop of Imus. Ito yung naman.
Si Pope Benedict XVI po yun.
Hindi. Si Pope John Paul II, ngayon ay Saint John Paul II na nag-appoint sa akin ng 2004 bilang Bishop of Buwak. Pero namatay siya April 2005. April 2, 2005. Nung mag-conference kami sa room ng new bishops, si Pope Benedict ang bishop. Ang Pope. So, September, kami ni Bishop Milo Vergara, kami ang dalawang Filipino bishops na nag-attend the conference for new bishops. 102 bishops na nag-attend. Kami lang, 112 bishops lang. 112, kami lang dalawang Filipino. So, from all over the world. Ito naman noong adlimi na visit noong 2009. 2019, bago nag-pandemic, nagpunta kami sa Rome ng mga bishops for the quinquennial report. Sadyang may adlimi na visit na tinatawag ang mga bishops sa...
Ano po yung visit po na yun, Bishop? Parang courtesy call po?
Actually, ang lahat ng obispo all over the world ay dapat nagre-report every 5 years sa Santo Papa. Quinquennial report na tinatawag. Though, sa dami ng bishops, sa dami ng dioceses all over the world, kumisan 7 years na kasi nga maraming mga ina-attend pa ibang countries. So kami, 2019 kami nakapag-report sa kay Pope Francis. Ganon ang... Kaya, yun ang recent na visit ko sa kanya. Bago nag-pandemic ng 2020. Bago nag-pandemic ng 2020.
Paano po yung feeling po ninyo nun, Bishop, when you were forming a priest po or someone who is future priest na po?
I know that I'm just an instrument of God in forming future priests. So, the real formator is God. I was telling my seminarians always, the real formator is God. But we priests here in the seminary, I as a rector of the seminary, I was telling them, is an instrument of God to supervise the formation. So, I have to supervise the formation on different areas. Spiritual formation, pastoral formation, academic formation, community life, and all other aspects of formation. Now they call it discipleship stage and different stages of the formation of seminarians. I, of course, handled the formation of seminarians with particular knowledge of my seminarians, because I believe that to form seminarians, to be future priests, I have to know them personally. Their family background, their ugali, their personality, their talents. So, I monitor them really conscientiously, one by one,
Iniisa-isa niyo po
Yes.
sila.
Sometimes, I'm still talking to a seminary until 11 o'clock in the evening, 10:30 in the evening. So, I have to do colloquium to my seminarians because it's unfair for our seminarians just to let them continue with their formation without monitoring of formators. So that's how serious seminary formation is.
Bishop, what are your projects and initiatives po here in Imus, Cavite?
Here, I always emphasize to my priests the sacramental brotherhood of priests because I believe that priests should be united in a diocese, in a local church. So when I arrived here in 2013, I introduced the ongoing formation of priests. And the priests are very appreciative of the ongoing formation that I introduced to them. I was helped by different teams from different dioceses and institutions on the ongoing formation of priests. I see to it that we have regular monthly recollection, annual retreat, and priest assembly. I talk to my priests, especially when they have concerns. As a bishop, I always give priority to my priest and to the needs of my priest.
Don't go away. Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys will be right back, so stay tuned. Hi there! You are still watching Mama's Boys, Mama Mary's Boys. Please like and share our social media accounts for more updates about Limang Siglo. Back on our interview with Bishop Ray.
I always give priority to my priest and to the needs of my priest because I believe that people will be guided properly in their spiritual life when the priests are in their right direction, in the right focus in their ministry. When the priests are not focused in their ministry, people will be affected, of course. Yeah, you are experiencing maybe
Yes,
what I'm telling you. So that's one of my advocacies and one of my priorities in the diocese. But of course, after the priest, I attend to the poor communities of the diocese. When I did my pastoral visitation in different parishes, I emphasized to my priests, I want to visit the poorest of the poor in your parish.
Ilang parishes po yung
When I arrived here in 2013, there were 65 parishes in Cavite, in this diocese. Now we have 89.
Wow!
We have 89 parishes in the Diocese of Imus. And when I arrived here in 2013, there were 3.1 million in this diocese. Now, the population of Cavite is 4.2 million.
Wow.
So,
Laki po ng sakop ng
yeah,
diocese.
this is one of the big dioceses in the Philippines.
In a way po, parang seminary din po yung nasa seminaryo po kayo na pakitunguhan yung mga priest po ninyo, Bishop.
Yes. When I was a formator to the seminarians, I have other priests with me, my co-formators. So, in the Regional College Seminary, we were 10 formators in the seminary. So, I told them we have to work as a team. So, I have 2 or 3 spiritual directors, I have a pastoral director, the finance officer or procurator in charge of the budget and all other needs, logistics of the seminary, and all other concerns of the seminary, the dean of studies. So I work always with my brother priests as a team. And here in the diocese, the same. I always hold regular meetings with my priests, my presbyteral council meeting with them monthly. I have an assembly of priests and recollection every month. This is our life in the diocese. And by by meeting the priests regularly, I keep them updated on what is happening in the universal church, in the diocese, and all other concerns, the pastoral concerns of the diocese. Ito naman yung chancery. Ito yung pinaka-office ng diocese. Dito ang mga dito ang mga reports. Ano ng bahay. Nakapatsada lamang kaya nung inayos itong Bishop's House, nagpakita yung interior ng bahay ng part ng bricks. Pero the whole house, ito, bricks lahat itong loob nito. Bricks lahat ang loob. Kaya ng cathedral ng bricks.
But how was it during the pandemic po, Bishop? Paano po kayo nagmi-meeting and all? Tsaka po ginagawa yung mga pastoral visit po ninyo?
Yes. The COVID-19 pandemic was very challenging for me and for all of us, priests, of course, for all of you. When the pandemic struck us in March 15, year 2000, so there were no people in the church. We were prohibited to welcome people in the church. So priests were affected not only in their celebrations. We shifted to live streaming or online celebration, and it's very unusual to celebrate the Mass without the people, only the pews, and as if you're talking to nobody.
Yes po.
The first time I experienced that, I can't explain my feeling, especially during the Holy Week.
Yes po.
My Vicar General was telling me, Bishop, this is the first time in my life as a priest, I'm almost 50 years in the ministry, that I celebrate the Holy Week without the people. And it has really a big impact on us. And of course, financially, we were affected. You are very much aware that we priests live according to the donations of the people. We don't have business. We cannot engage in any other form of business. So whatever is being offered, we will use that for our food, electricity, maintenance of personnel. And since people are not going to the church, so we don't have anything. So I really pitied my priests. So I supported them with my financial assistance initially for 3 months, and then later on I made a scheme of adapt a parish. The bigger parish will help the smaller parish, and all other adjustments in our life during the pandemic. So yun ang parang wall, Cardinal Chito, Bishop Sobreviñas, Manuel Sobreviñas, yun ang Bishop Felix Perez, yung nasa wall na yan. Sister, sabi ko, ito, tanda kayo. So ito yung talaga ang main entrance. Ito talaga yung main entrance. Yeah. Ito talaga yung main entrance. Ito talaga yung main entrance. Ito yung may bishop's house. Ito talaga yung bishop's house. Pwede. Ito cathedral yun. Tapos,
Office niyo po din.
Dito ko tinatanggap yung mga madre, pare, o kung sino man na nakikipag-usap sa akin. So, ito ang bishop's office. So, ito yung bishop's office.
Join us again next week on the second part of our interview. we would like to thank the following. There you have it, guys. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Mama's Boys. Hope to see you in our future episode. This has been your host, Karen Dane. Jamataray shune!